Hope Clubhouse to me has given me a place that I can grow as a person emotionally, works well for me, giving me a purpose in life. Hope Clubhouse to me has also given me a chance to return to the workforce, going back to school coming up in the spring semester, as well as working on a bachelor's degree. Congratulations, Hope Clubhouse, on 10 years. Here's to another great run. Thank you to our supporters for helping us out along the way. Without you, the opportunities that have been presented to me would never have happened. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much.
Thank you to the supporters of the clubhouse. And thank you for all your support. Happy 10th anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Clubhouse. I appreciate the Clubhouse because it gives me a sense of community, and I want to thank all the club members for their support.
Thank you for the donors for supporting Hope Clubhouse so that I can work in the garden so we can have many vegetables as we can in the kitchen. Happy anniversary, Hope Clubhouse.
Hi there, and welcome to the 2020 Mental Health Luncheon for Hope Clubhouse. I'm Patrick Nolan, coming to you live from our friends here at Opulent Lighting and Design in Bonita Springs. They have made all this possible, and we really appreciate it. And we appreciate you making it possible by taking part and being with us. We know there's a lot of things distracting people right now, a lot of demands on your attention and time. So for you to take the time and be with us is such an honor. I'm Patrick Nolan with WFTX TV, and it's an honor for me to be here with you to share this lunchtime hour together. And we're going to do it in a way that we can feel relaxed, but also really make a difference in our community. If you don't know, Hope Clubhouse is a community of support for adults who are living with mental illness. Now, this provides opportunities for paid employment, for education, for housing, and for wellness. This is all the stuff that most of us struggle with at one time or another. Imagine trying to balance all of that while you're dealing with mental health challenges. This is why this event is making such a difference. Just your presence alone Donations make a big difference too, and we're going to get to that part in a little bit. If we think about our own lives and how we see mental health, right now for a lot of us it's very personal, right? Like you almost feel like you're on mental lockdown, or you can just about lose it or snap on somebody at any point. These are sort of these micro events that we might have. But when you think about more serious challenges, you don't have to go very far for that. That could be personal for you as well, or perhaps a family member, someone you work with, people that you see in the news. I know in my family we've got a history of bipolar disorder. We've got a history of self-medicating with alcohol that just doesn't go anywhere. It takes you deeper into that trough. And these are things that we often don't talk about, at least in personal terms, because we associate it with something that's shameful or weak, which is a bunch of junk. None of that's true. So the difference in this event, this luncheon, maybe as opposed to some of the other options for lunch today, is that we're going to speak about it openly. Because it's when we bring these things into the light that we actually feel lighter about our own lives and the people in our lives who might be struggling. It's a great time for us to enjoy our lunch together. Hopefully you're enjoying your beautifully boxed or bagged lunch from the folks at the Hope to Go kitchen, some of the members there. I don't seem to have one here at the podium, but I knew that would change eventually.
Hey, I've got your lunch.
Thank you, Erin. She's the CEO and providing me with this. I'll let you take it aside because I've got my notes and no teleprompter, so things could go down fast if I start eating on top of it.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Erin. And you'll hear more from Erin, who's a relatively new face to Hope Clubhouse and the leader of this organization in just a little bit. In the meantime, we want to let you know that Hope to Go has got new programs going on right now. The School of Hope and Hope to Go are designed to expand the opportunities for members by offering that education, that training, and the paid employment, as well as providing a sustainable revenue source through these executive meals and even catering that's offered while the members are interacting and serving the community. So it really is a win-win-win-win on every angle when you look at this. We also want to thank Salus Care, which has allowed for the use of its kitchen for these programs. Without this generosity from Salus Care and this kitchen facility, we wouldn't be able to provide School of Hope and Hope to Go. Both of the programs are such an important part of recovery for the members. We're getting ready to hear lots about the ways that Hope Clubhouse makes a difference for its members and other people in the community. But first, I just want to make sure you stay tuned through the entire program because we've got a lot going on. And I know that in today's world, you might have a phone going on the side, or we understand that, but please just stay engaged in this program as much as possible because toward the end, we're actually going to pick one winner from the basket from amongst our sponsor guests, or if you bought a ticket, and look what you're going to win. All those names are put in a bowl for this lucky winner to get this. This is a Garden of Hope fresh produce basket that you'll get every month for a whole year. Looks nice, right? And locally grown. Everyone wants to be healthier right now. Being healthy is a good thing during the pandemic. So we love that it's coming from people who are producing it with love and coming from the earth here in Southwest Florida, getting plenty of rain today, at least in some parts. I want to introduce next Delene Odell, who's my friend. She's also the honorary chairperson for this event. She and I have worked together on a number of projects over the year, but I don't want to overstate what I've done and understate what she's done. Delene is way up here, and most of the rest of us are like, we say yes to her when she asks. For example, in the past, she'd asked me to help out with Lee County Homeless Coalition. I cannot overstate the level of tirelessness and devotion she's given to our community for these causes and folks who are often ignored by people who live in our communities. So I really want to thank Delene for being here. She's going to share her own story of passion for Hope Clubhouse. And I'm a hugger, but she knows I can't. So I'm just going to do the air hug. Yes, I love you.
Thank you, Patrick. And I'd like to thank all of you for attending this year's 10-year celebration of the Hope Clubhouse in Lee County. My name is Delene Odell. I was asked to be the honorary chair for this event, and I really would like to thank the board members for bestowing such an honor to me. This gives me a chance to discuss some of my journey through the mental health maze in Lee County over the last 20 years. You see, I have several family members who have severe mental illnesses. In the beginning, it really seemed like I was all alone until I until I found NAMI, and I took the family-to-family class through NAMI. And it was there that I met Carrie Lucas, who is one of the founding mothers of the Hope Clubhouse. I knew at that point in time I had to become a mental health advocate. It was so many stories that I heard over and over again that said the same thing. My son had been arrested. He had been arrested on multiple occasions, and why? Because he would not stay on his medication. I had the pleasure later to meet our late commissioner, Bob Janes. And I asked him, how can I get involved? How can I change these laws that just don't work? Why should somebody get arrested simply because they don't stay on their medication? So he introduced me at that time to our Director of Human Services, Karen Hawes, and then Deputy Director, Ann Arnell. And that's when I joined the Lee County Homeless Coalition about 16 years ago. And at that point in time, I met Kathy Sager, who is the chair of the Hope Clubhouse. See, the worst time in my life and the most tears that I have ever cried was when I could not control my son's mental illness. His frequent arrests, his hospitalizations in both the crisis unit and state hospitals. It was very, very hard time in my life. I always felt, what would I do if I was no longer there? Who would take care of him? Would he become homeless on the streets? So that was my passion that made me move forward. I was also afraid he might one day hurt someone because he thought they were going to hurt him. And I lived the same fear that many family members now live when they have a loved one who is not compliant on medication. So I wanted to share my stories of knowledge and that I've gained over the years, and try to help connect services for others out there and tell them what helped me and try to alleviate them going through the same heartbreak. I was given the opportunity roughly 15 years ago to serve on the Lee County Public Safety Council as a family member representative. And it was recently, I had the privilege of presenting AOT, which is assisted outpatient treatment, to the council. And I indicated that there were some grants coming out for new startup programs. And I want to thank Judge Sweat and Commissioner Pendergrass and the now Director of Human Services, Roger Mercado, and Centerstone, because them, along with many others, were able to make this a reality for Lee County this year. We received the grant. So now, for all those people that just do not stay on their medication, we can court order through the Baker Act prior to them being arrested. We used to have to wait for the arrest to happen to get them help. This will eliminate hospitalizations and arrests. So this will save many lives. Now, we all need friends. And when you have a mental illness, it's a lot harder to make friends and much harder to retain them. It seems like a lot of people out there just don't understand mental illness and behaviors that they don't understand, they seem to shun. And so the voices in my son's head told him not to trust other people. And this makes holding a job, being around other people, very difficult. And he tended to isolate, and it made him feel very much alone. And this is where the Hope Clubhouse can make such a difference in giving hope to people, to those who want to work and want to make friends, a place to go where you are accepted for who you are, and you don't have to go there and prove anything or be worried about what other people think. The Hope Clubhouse offers programs in career development, or for those people who simply want to improve their education. Part-time jobs have many times turned into full-time employment. The Hope Clubhouse program is keeping people out of the hospital. It's reducing the amount of encounters they have with law enforcement. And it is a path to recovery for many people. Housing is another key component of wellness. And it's really hard to be homeless out on the street and be expected to take medications. So many family members, they get to the point where they just can no longer deal with a mentally ill adult child at home or a spouse that's living with mental illness. So I put my focus on housing, and I started attending Central Florida Regional Council meetings, and I joined the CASEL board. CASEL stands for Community Assisted and Supportive Living. And Scott Eller is in the process of building Cypress Village here in Lee County. It's a 95-bed facility, 95-unit facility with 118 beds on the corner of Colonial and Winkler. And this will be available for those who need supportive housing. Estimate is June of next year. So advocating for mental illness and trying to make a difference is what got me through some very difficult years. Advocacy is truly therapeutic, and I now know that I'm not alone. So please volunteer and speak out for those who have no voice, for those who don't have the ability to understand that they are ill and that they desperately need services. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, husbands, wives, and even grandparents, whether you have a family member or you just have a big heart, you can make a difference. The vision of the Founding Mothers is to eventually combine housing, provide friendships, job training, nutritious meals that are provided and prepared by the clubhouse members all under the same roof. Their dream was to serve a larger community and be open for anyone who wanted to join. HOPE stands for hope, opportunity, purpose, and empowerment. You can text HOPE to 71760 for a link to donate today. And remember that Florida is still number 50 in funding for mental health. Thank you for attending this year's 10th annual mental health service. And next, we will have the Founding Mothers video. Thank you.
My name is Sharon Harris, and I'm one of the 4 founding mothers of Hope Clubhouse of Southwest Florida. Well, we 4 mothers were somewhat frustrated because of the lack of mental health services in Lee County. Yes, there are excellent psychiatrists in Lee County, but that's not the same thing as having something that your adult child can look forward to. We were mothers with a mission, mothers with a vision. We wanted to create a safe place for Clubhouse members. We wanted to offer them resources. We wanted to offer them the opportunity to get out and work in the community. We went out to Rotary clubs. We went to the mental health court of Lee County. There was no place we wouldn't go to make a presentation. Our big break was presenting to United Way. They believed in us. They gave us our first office on Palm Beach Boulevard. We started with just a few consumers, or Clubhouse members as they're called. They just learned so many new things, and I think the Clubhouse members were very surprised and taken aback as we were. It was a new concept in Lee County. It was an excellent concept, and it was very gratifying to have a place to go other than the doctor's office, a jail, or being on the streets. Besides my children, I think this is the best thing I've ever done with my life. It has been a wonderful journey, and I think going forward, I see even more things happening. When I look back at how Hope Clubhouse has grown over the years, and it's almost unbelievable. You walk into the clubhouse, there are people working on computers, quite a few computers, working in the kitchen, having a purpose, and you can see they feel much better about themselves. So going forward, I'm confident with our volunteers, with our current leader, Erin, that this is just going to get better and better.
Happy 10-year anniversary, Hope Clubhouse. And I have so many wonderful memories of my journey in Fort Myers serving as the CEO of Hope Clubhouse. One of which is when we first opened it back in 2010, I was tasked with recruiting members for the new clubhouse. So I went on a mission to do some education in the community about what a clubhouse is and looking for people that would like to join. So as I was at one of the programs at an outpatient facility and doing a presentation, this wonderful woman stood up and said, "I'll be your first member." I also have wonderful memories of when we were working in a little garage in the very beginning, and John and Cappy King were so impressed with the program and the potential of helping people recover from mental illness and stay stable, that they wanted to help us fund a new home. So I was fortunate enough to spend the day with Mr. King looking for a building that we could call our home and in Fort Myers. So congratulations, much love, and be safe.
Hello, Hope Clubhouse. Happy 10-year anniversary. It is amazing to see how far the clubhouse has come in all this time, and I pray that you all have many, many more years. Enjoy.
Congratulations, Hope Clubhouse. 10 years is an amazing milestone to celebrate, and I'm honored to have played a role in helping grow the mission and vision of Hope Clubhouse. Can't wait to see where you go from here. Thank you all for helping us grow hope.
Thank you, James. And you can make a difference right now when you text the word HOPE, HOPE, to 71760. That's HOPE, and you text it to 71760. You can get in on the live auction going on, or the silent auction, I should say, and of course make a donation at any time. We want to tell you more about Erin Broussard right now because she's the new CEO at the Clubhouse. And you saw her briefly here. She made a cameo early in our program when she brought me that box lunch from the Hope to Go kitchen, or bagged lunch. It was a box and a bag. It's kind of like a Justin Timberlake thing. Anyway, she is a proud veteran of the United States Air Force. She is married with 2 grown children. Her husband, Joseph, owns an electrical contracting company in Houston, Texas. Their daughter, Kaylee, is a senior at University of Texas, Austin, Hook'em Horns. It's a very tough school to get into. And their son, Ian, is following in the mom's footsteps here, assigned to the Air Combat Command, and he performs cybersecurity operations at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. Now, Erin has been around in this scene in terms of nonprofits and making a difference at least since 2010, leading the way as a nonprofit leader with organizations both in Houston, Texas, and in the Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C. area. She's also a trained mental health and substance abuse clinician, and when she's not serving others, she loves to be able to read, to further educate herself, and to also enjoy the beautiful, great outdoors. So please join me in welcoming Erin Broussard, the CEO of Hope Clubhouse. Welcome, Erin.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick, so much for those kind words and introduction. As both a trained mental health professional and a person who has loved ones who suffer from mental illness, I was very intentional about joining the Hope Clubhouse. I was so blessed that the Hope Clubhouse was also intentional in choosing me to lead into the future. I can tell you firsthand that hearing or reading about the Clubhouse does not do it justice. It's truly an environment that must be seen to be understood. I was warmly welcomed on my first day through the doors, and I knew I had found an organization who embodies its mission, vision, and values. It has been a friendly and open environment every day since, making it that much more exciting to have been selected for this opportunity to steward the Clubhouse into its next 10 years. Before we really talk about the future, I want to take just a moment to reflect on where we came from. The creation of the clubhouse to serve this area was a labor of love and would not have been possible without the founding mothers that you heard a little bit about previously. What started out as a shared mission to find support services for their loved ones has blossomed into the robust services the clubhouse is known for today. And as you heard, we want to expand into more robust services under one roof. We are forever grateful for our founders, board members past and present, community partners, and we want to give a special thanks to the sponsors of today's event, some of those, who are George and Dottie Pucaris, Scott White Advisors, and Elite DNA. But most importantly, we want to give a shout out to our members. We know you're out there watching today, and we're so glad because you are the reason the clubhouse was created. With all of that said, let me introduce you to the first Hope Clubhouse member, Shirley Farrell.
As we celebrate 10 years of growing hope, Hope Clubhouse wants to honor the 4 founding mothers by placing permanent plaques at the clubhouse. We have a nice plaque here. John S. and Catherine King, Heroes of Hope Award. The founders, Judith Gartner, Carrie Lucas, Sharon Harris, Susan Tu, in recognition and appreciation for your vision, dedication, and selfless contributions, 2010 to 2020. Your service continues to impact the lives of members. Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley. All right, we are going to get teed off right now in a good way. Her name is Amy T. She's a comedian, and she's going to treat us to some chemical-free comedy. We kind of know the routine at some comedy clubs or bars. Sometimes there's almost like a 2-drink minimum, and that doesn't always work for everybody. She's had her own challenges and struggles that she's come through, and she reminds us that we don't have to always let it be this heavy thing that we're carrying around as individuals, as families, and in the community. In fact, in her own words, she likes to refer to her little set, as we call it, not every crazy looks crazy. And working in the news, I can tell you that too, especially among the news people. So Amy's got this charm, she's got the dry wit, and she's gonna share her experiences with stuff that could be heavy, bipolar, alcoholism, and the hope that comes from being on the road to recovery. So she's looking at a way to use comedy here to bust through some of these stigmas. So please welcome Amy T. And by the way, a special thanks to This Is My Brave for their support with this video.
Hi, Hope Clubhouse. Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of your 10-year celebration. So very exciting and serendipitous. I celebrated my 10 years of recovery from substance abuse and mental illness this year as well. So thank you so much for including me. I tried to perform in my living room and record my set for you, but my audience just was uninterested and fell asleep. So I strung together a clip of a performance that I had done pre-pandemic, and I hope you enjoy.
All right. Why do I feel like some of you are just looking at me like, what bathroom is she going to use? It's the one with the shortest line. I'm going to tell you that right now. The first time I heard the words mental illness was probably about 10 years ago. I was dating 4 women, not at the same time. Well, some of them overlapped, but they were all in the mental health related field or therapists. And in fact, my last girlfriend was a therapist, and when we would get into a fight, halfway through the argument, she would be like, "That's all the time we have for today." When is it my turn? But the media will give you an image of what mental illness looks, right? It's usually like someone with orange hair that blew up a movie theater or a school, and then after they cover such a tragedy, they'll say, this person suffers from mental illness, and then they just cut to the weather. So that's the image that you're left with. But the reality is that 1 in 4 people are diagnosed with mental illness every single year. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but every single one of us in here has a diagnosable characteristic of mental illness. So it's more like 1 in 4 don't have mental illness, just somebody hasn't told you yet. Like, come on, we all have a little something, right? We do, right? Because I keep my ex-girlfriends in my phone under their prescription. Celexa, Paxil. I haven't picked up the phone in years when Lexapro calls. I can tell you that much right now. So that's a small statistic. Like 1 in 4 people have mental illness, that's me. 1 in 10 people are gay, that's me again. Did you know this? 1 in 5 have herpes. Oh, stop looking around, because I'm not going to own that one too. Just a fun fact I have in my head. But there's so many stereotypes and stigmas that go along with this mental illness. I had a woman come up to me after my show one time, and she was like, Amy T, are you really bipolar? And I go, yeah. She goes, wow, you look pretty smart. I said, I'm crazy, not stupid. There's so many people that be like, oh yeah, Amy T, I get it, I got the ADD. I'm like, oh no, you don't get it at all. Because someone with bipolar will cut you. Someone with ADD forgets to cut you. But looking back, I can clearly see that my life was a crock pot of chaos. The physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the sexual abuse, all had the perfect ingredients for a recipe for disaster. It was April 2010. Somehow I was in my mid-30s. I had gained more than 60 pounds. I was $62,000 in debt, and my car had been repossessed. And the only things that I had to show for it was isolation, humiliation, and desperation. I was financially and emotionally bankrupt. And the idea and the thought of living another day, the pain just seemed so raw. I own the road that led me to my breaking point. My success and my self-destruction went undiagnosed for nearly 30 years. Like I had every indication of somebody living with bipolar disorder. And then at the end of one therapy session, my therapist peppered in PTSD and social anxiety, which got really confusing because I wasn't sure what color the ribbon to wear or who to walk for. But being diagnosed with mental illness, it truly saved my life. Like, it gave a name to the shame about the person I had become. And it's also been the explanation, not the excuse, that has allowed me to be someone living with mental illness rather than somebody that is suffering from one. Thank you. Now. But look at me now. Look at me now. It's more than 7 years later. I turned 40 again for the second time. I lost the 60 pounds on that new fad diet, low calories and exercise. Who the hell knew? Huh? People that haven't seen me for a long time, they'll come up to me and be like, Amy T, how did you do it? How did you lose all that weight? I put down the box of cookies and I took a walk. Not rocket science. I quit drinking, which has been the most beneficial for me mentally and physically. I don't like the word recovery. I don't like to call myself a recovering alcoholic because it just has a negative connotation to me. Like, recovering alcoholic sounds like what I used to be on a Sunday morning after a weekend of binge drinking. Certainly not indicative of how I feel now. I love my wife. My wife does scare me a little bit because my wife only watches one channel on television. Like, we have 811 channels. My wife watches one, the ID channel. You know this channel? It is true crime. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of wives killing husbands every single day. My wife's a psych nurse. She can make that shit look like an accident. My best behavior at all times. She came to one of my shows recently and she heard me do that joke and we were driving home and she just started bitching at me. She's like, I don't understand why you have to tell all our business on stage. Why do you have to tell everybody everything? And I was like, well, honey, maybe you should have signed a HIPAA instead of a prenup, and we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
I hope I made you laugh. I hope you had a good time. Congratulations again on 10 years. Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of your celebration. I hope we can do this next year together live. Until then, please continue to be safe and healthy. Thank you again, everybody.
Hi, my name is Anya Denmark. I have been coming to the clubhouse for the past 3 years. I am learning about cooking, phone skills, job skills. This wouldn't be a possibility without your donations, and truly thank you for your support in making the clubhouse available.
Thank you, Anya. I just saw Anya the other day. I've worked with her before through another organization, and she and her mom were out taking a walk near a park where I was, and I turned around and, hey, Anya! And I think she thought I was like a little bit like, why does this guy keep showing up wherever I was? But it just happened to be I was at the park where she and her mom were out taking a walk, one of the people receiving services through this great organization. I want to introduce you now to Rick Gallo. He's well known in our community. He's been at it with the auctioning thing for over 25 years. He basically started when he was 10 years old. And he's known for just doing it in a soft way. He's got like a quick wit, but he's down to earth, but he's not that, which none of us needs on a Monday. I definitely don't need it. So please join me in welcoming Rick Gallo now to bring us into the auction section of where we're at. And in the meantime, you can text HOPE to 71760 to make sure that you're part of the auction in a good way. Air hug?
Thank you. Yes,
Real
please,
applause.
air hug. I'm a
Real
hugger
applause.
as well. So, yes, perfect. Thank you, Patrick. And thank you, Patrick, for volunteering your time and your talent for this very important event today. I'm so happy to be here to support this organization, doing wonderful work in this community, making such an impact. You know, this event has been very informative so far, and I hope you're paying attention and gaining some information as to why Hope Clubhouse is so important to our community and to the members it serves. My job now is to help secure some much needed funding so that they can continue their work. And we're actually doing that in 3 ways. You're signed on now, hopefully signed on now, so that you can be bidding on our online auction, our silent online auction. We're also going to have, we've got 6 incredible live auction packages, which some bidding has already started on some of those live auction packages. But very important right now is we're doing something called Fund the Need. And Fund the Need is a portion of the program where everybody has an opportunity to participate. And we're going to be asking for some straight donations to support this wonderful organization. But first, I'd like you to bring your attention to the screen and hear this message from a few of our members.
Hope Clubhouse probably has the most appropriate name out of any of our agencies, because truly what they're doing for our community is offering hope to our people who are suffering from mental illness to behavioral health issues. Having a place where you belong and feel like you can get back to some sort of assimilation, normalcy in your life is great for the people in our community who really need it.
What's incredibly important is for persons who are receiving treatment to also have the opportunity to have a sense of community, connectedness, and wellness.
To me, the most important piece is that the ability to, be around other people. Not only people that have similar life experiences than you, but also just somebody. To live your life in isolation, no matter what medication you're on, no matter what things that you're trying to do in your own life, you're never going to be successful.
I'm schizoaffective, which means I have schizophrenia and bipolar 1 disorder. Before, I would just spend every day in my room in my house and barely come out. And so Hope Clubhouse has given me friends and given me my purpose back in my life.
To be able to eat food that they've grown there, to be able to get vocational training, just to be able to interact with people, I think is key.
There's a garden here at Hope Clubhouse, and it's pretty special and unique. We use it to bring greens in and different foods into our daily luncheons, which is really healthy. Getting fresh vegetables and stuff sometimes isn't always easy, so it's nice to be able to have a garden where we get that. We definitely rely on members to help cultivate the garden and stuff, because it's a full-time job, and so we need members to get involved and help with the hydroponic gardening as well as our traditional gardening.
Hope Clubhouse has a number of exceptional programs, and one of them that we're most familiar with is Hope Works. In fact, we have 3 members that are working with us at Salus Care right now in our kitchen. 2 of those members have been recently promoted, and it's been a great relationship.
Supporting people with mental illness is all about creating jobs, getting them back into the world that maybe they have stepped out of for a while, that they don't really feel part of. And so we're trying to bridge that gap.
Getting back to work really gives someone a sense of value and makes them feel like they belong to an organization and to a productive part of the community.
Hope Clubhouse reaches out to members through the tech world, the professional world, the business world, and our culinary world, and that's where I come in. We've kicked around this idea and developed this program called the School of Hope. In here we do the hands-on teaching and training, so we learn knife skills, we learn searing, sauteing, braising, making wonderful, wholesome, nutrient-dense food. That's what drives this program.
There is right now 46 members that are employed, that we helped get employed. This last year up to September, they brought in, through their income and employment, $706,000 into our community. So with that money coming into the community and them being stabilized, it's just a win-win.
By offering members hope, employment, and wellness, what we're seeing is we see a reduction in incarceration, we see a reduction in hospitalization, we see an increase in overall wellness, and what Hope Clubhouse has been able to do is help to shatter the stigma around behavioral health disorders. This educates the entire community so that we can begin to talk about behavioral health disorders as we do diabetes, high blood pressure.
What Hope Clubhouse does with the dollars they're giving is amazing. They're extremely efficient with the dollars they get.
We are following the guidelines that are, again, proven to help people living with mental health issues and to get them back on track, see their potential, give them their self-esteem back. And through that, we need a bigger space. And with your help, hopefully today, that we can do that. We can come together as a community, continue everything we're doing. We're doing more than ever. We have more members needing help from you.
They're your loved ones. They're people you work with. They're people that you know. We owe them the opportunity to receive the level of socialization, connectedness, sense of family, meaning, and purpose that we all desire and need to be successful.
So they can focus on themselves, on healing, and on really being the best versions of themselves that they can be.
What an important message. What a great video. Now, for our Fund the Need, I want to go through this one more time as to how you participate and go through the actual bidding process. You're going to take your cell phone, text HOPE, H-O-P-E, to 71760 using your cell phone. Text message is going to pop up with a website link. Click on that link, complete the registration, and then let the bidding and the donating begin right there. And I want to let you know as well, we're keeping this donation page open until a week from today. The donation page only. We're going to be closing the live and the online auction at 1:15 today, but this donation page is going to be remaining open for a week. October 26th, Monday at 7 p.m. So, Drew, can we have a thermometer, please, up there? Very good. All right.
Okay, good.
I love it when you ask for something and it actually happens. That's beautiful. Perfect.
Right, you're about to take someone's temperature.
There we go. Okay, so this is such an important part of this program. Again, it's an opportunity for everybody watching right now to participate. And I'd like to, this is a big ask, but I would love to see if there's somebody out there that could start us off at the $5,000 level. Because, Patrick, $5,000 means a lot to this organization.
But it doesn't mean anything if you live in Port Royal. I'm just starting at communities that might, take a second look and say, hey, do I have this to spare that I just felt? Yeah, the $5,000 is what it takes to start the whole kitchen. So we showed in the beginning, and you might be enjoying a box lunch from there, but this is everything, the kitchen equipment, the food stocks to get it started. So it's actually, you're getting a ton of training out of that for people for $5,000, but that's how far $5,000 can go.
Absolutely incredible. So $5,000. That Hope to Go kitchen, which you did see in the preview and Patrick has talked about, is such an important aspect to everything that they do at Hope Clubhouse. Let's go now. The next level that I'd like to introduce would be the $2,500 level, $2,500, and I'm sure that would do a lot for this organization as well.
Again, the $2,500, just $2,500 covers all the mobile devices for the members of the Hope Clubhouse. And I just want to point that out, we're talking about phones, nothing elaborate, but just that lifeline for people when you're in crisis, when you need a ride. It can be the difference between, as Delene mentioned, being in jail or having a safe place to sleep that night, or feeling like you're in this by yourself or you've got someone else. And then another $2,100, you could actually sponsor one member of the clubhouse for a whole year. So $2,500, you cover all the mobile devices for all the members, which goes a long way. I know people, I think it's like $2,500 is their monthly cell bill with all the data they use and everything. So that's $2,500 for all the mobile, and then $2,100, you're sponsoring one person for all the support services, counseling, housing support, everything for one person for a year, making a huge difference.
And Aaron was telling me earlier too, for $1,950, that supplies a culinary education scholarship for one student, and a lot of them leave the programs and go into the culinary occupation. So absolutely incredible.
And I love that, because that's one thing everyone still has to do, even if the pandemic, you still got to eat. And we're still finding ways to get food to people. So the fact that folks are training in something, I don't want to call it recession proof, but you certainly have a skill and an offering in being able to learn to prepare food for someone else that's going to be in demand no matter what. So
Definitely.
we love that that's happening.
Definitely. So we have the $5,000 level, $2,500 level, $1,000. Any amount of money makes a big difference, but what can $1,000 do for Hope Clubhouse?
A mere $1,000. Specialized computer, multimedia, and technology training for one member to improve his or her business skills. Now, this is something I struggle with. I think that there's someone at Fox 4 who gets $1,000 every time they work with me on how to conduct myself on I'm not even calling the Zoom call, just getting on. I was doing it this morning before I even joined you all, just trying to get that training. Yeah. That was my excuse anyway. But it takes me about 20 times longer. So I just want to say, for $1,000 to train somebody and give somebody those skills so that they can train people like me and others in the community. Again, it's something that people need more so now than ever, as we have to kind of connect more electronically.
And so you can hear how the money is being well spent and well used. And I want you to give at a level that you're comfortable with, but we certainly could use as much as you can give. We're up to $1,500 now in the donation time. Our goal is $15,000 for this. I just saw Ron Gavin, I believe, donated $1,000. Ron, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. We have several $100 donations that are going through. A donation at any amount makes a difference. $500. What will they get for $500?
Transportation, a big challenge for a lot of the members of the clubhouse. This is almost one of the first things that goes for you if you're in a real crisis. You might lose your license or get suspended, or just not be able to afford a car payment or your rental. So this is $500. This provides bus passes. We have an excellent system, Letran, that takes care of folks. It's going to provide 43 members with bus passes. That's to get yourself to work, to check on your family, to get to your counseling, to get to the housing. So $500 goes a long way in providing those bus passes to 43 people.
So whether it's $5,000, $2,500, $1,000, or $500, or $250, I'm sure that makes a big difference as well.
This helps maintain the Garden of Hope, which you saw some of the pictures if you've been watching for a while. It's really beautiful pictures.
It is.
You don't just see these plants blossoming and bloom. You see the people's faces. There's nothing like getting into the earth and connecting, but $250 provides that fresh produce right to the kitchen and to your box if you are in that auction we'll do at the end.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Okay, so any amount helps us. I see we've just bumped up. We just had a $500 donation as well. Thank you very much. I didn't quite catch the name, but we'll get it. Also, $100. Again, any amount helps. And you know, as Patrick had talked before, and Deline and Aaron, it doesn't make any difference, you know, who you are, your economic stature, your religion, your race makes no difference. It can affect all of us. You know, and this is something that I've really never shared. My sister, at the age of 12 or 13, started pulling out her hair one strand at a time. And back then, this was over 50 years ago, we brought her to our just regular doctor. And the doctor said she'll grow out of it. Well, she never did grow out of it, and now she lives in an assisted home. She suffers from severe depression and bipolar, and she's dealt with that for all of her 65 years. So it doesn't make any difference, and I have seen firsthand not only what this can do for the members, a program like Clubhouse, Hope Clubhouse, but also what it can do for those people who are there as a support system for those people who are suffering mental illness. So every single dollar amount counts. $100. I would love to see everybody here at least donate $100. And you know, if you're making any form of donation at all, you can type in whatever you want to donate, $25 if you want. But if you want to make any donation at all, everyone who donates, you saw when I came out, I was very nicely wearing my face mask. You donate or you win something tonight, you bid on something tonight, or this afternoon. I'm so used to it being at night.
You might watch the recording later.
There we go. That's
You're
right.
tired of Netflix.
There we go. Everyone is going to get one of those beautiful Clubhouse face masks as well. So now with that, I want to thank you very much. Thank you. And this is going to remain open. It's going to remain open until next Monday at 7 p.m. So on behalf of all of our members, I want to thank you in advance, because I know we're going to take that $15,000 goal that we have for Fund the Need, and we're going to blow it right out of the water. So, but I want you to now turn your attention to the screen once again. We have a message from some more of our members.
Hope Clubhouse has given me meaning and purpose. Congratulations on 10 years of Hope Clubhouse.
Congratulations to Hope Clubhouse. I would like to thank our supporters.
Congratulations, Hope Clubhouse, for the 10 years. Thank you for all your support. Thanks for all the care and respect that you've given me. Thank you.
Well, that was a great message, and I did want to make note as well that was Carrie Lucas donated $500 during our Fund the Need portion, and again, that's going to stay open until next Monday. Now we've got our live auction portion of the program, and I'll tell you, we've got 6 incredible packages here. We're already seeing some bidding on some. I want to remind you, we're going to close this off at 1:15 today, so I don't want you to wait until 1:15. I want you to get the bids in now. Let's get the bidding up now. And I'd like to show you right now our first package. Our first package is a gourmet cheese tasting for 12 people. This is provided by Carolyn Hofstetter and Chef Ruth Cohen, who you saw in the video a few minutes ago. Thank you, Chef Ruth. This spectacular cheese tasting is going to be hosted by Caroline, Chef Ruth, and also Sherry Lauren as well. Now, Carolyn is the owner of Quality Cheese Imports, and she educates on the stellar variety of Alpine cheeses, including the renowned Rolf Bieler line, which she introduced to the U.S. Her innovative Adopt an Alp program connects consumers with Alpcase, a rare and magical taste created seasonally in small huts nestled 4,000 to 6,000 feet in the Alps. Now, if you can just imagine these small huts, these small wooden and thatched huts, 4 to 6, a mile high in the Alps, whether it be in the Swiss Alps or the Austrian Alps, creating this cheese. Alpcase actually stands for mountain cheese or Alp cheese. It's a wonderful cheese. It's a raw milk cheese, very hard, and a little bit on the spicy side. Really, really good. And what a lot of people don't know about me is cheese is kind of my hobby. I make cheese as a hobby. So I understand what goes into the making of cheese, and this experience, this cheese tasting for 12 people, is not just going to be delicious, it's going to be educational, because a lot of us don't understand what goes into making cheese, how many days, weeks, months, and sometimes years go into making a good quality cheese. So our bidding on this package is just starting at $750. Do we have any bids on this yet? $750 is where we're starting this. This is a cheese tasting for 12 people, And it's going to be hosted by Sherry Lauren. Sherry, thank you so much for that. So you're going to get to taste some of these absolutely incredible cheeses presented by Carolyn Hostetler. So, and the bidding is just... We just got a bid for $750. That's a good place to start, but let's not stop there. $750. Remember, this is only going till 1:15 today. 1:15 today. So $750. Let's get some more bids in for that particular package. Great package. Cheese tasting, $412. Let's go to package number 2 now. Package number 2 is entitled Behind the Badge. This package entitles you and 3 guests to a shooting experience. You're going to meet the training instructors at the Lee County Sheriff's Office indoor state-of-the-art gun range located at 6570 Felix Romano Avenue. Starting with a tour and safety briefing, then you're going to have the opportunity to fire handguns, rifles, and fully automatic weapons. For the gun enthusiast in your life, what an absolutely incredible package. It's for 1 person and 3 guests. It's for 4 people, and the whole experience is going to conclude with brunch. Now, we started this off at $500, but I understand we have some bids on this already. We are up to $800, on this package. So keep the bidding going on this package. Up to $800 for that gun enthusiast in your family. What a great, great package. Okay, let's go to package number 3. Check this out. Take a look at the architecture of this American four-square architecture for this house. This is a 5-night stay at Hub House in Cape Charles, Virginia, which is the Eastern Shore's southernmost point. And it's located about 10 miles north of that famous Chesapeake Bay Bridge tunnel. This particular house accommodates 6 people. Absolutely beautiful. Cape Charles, what a treat to visit Cape Charles. I have been there myself. It's a quaint little fishing village, very historic. This house is located only about 3 blocks from the downtown area, and only about 1 block from the beach. And the beaches there are absolutely beautiful. And if you are a fisherman, I mean, the fishing out there as far as striped bass and trout and things of that nature are just absolutely incredible. They have a beautiful little town square there with a gazebo and some walking trails. And it's close enough, really, you can do this in a drive. Maybe not a 1-day drive, but what I'd do, I'd stop halfway, maybe stop like in Savannah or something, spend a night there, and then continue on up. That's about a halfway point. This has been fully renovated. It was built in 1922. All the bathrooms, as a matter of fact, were renovated in 2019. And the people who own this are actually, they buy houses like this in North Carolina and other areas and renovate them. So, I mean, it is just absolutely gorgeous. Go online and take a look at this as well. So, the bidding there is going to start at $1,000. We have some bids on that? I believe we do. Yeah, we have 1. We have 1 bid? Okay, we have a bid there, opening it up at $1,000. That's about half value. We're at about 50% of value right there at $1,000. So get your bid in that package certainly before 1:15, and the sooner the better. You're going to be alerted on your phone via text if you've been outbid. So get that bid in. And you know something else, you can actually put in a maximum bid if you'd like. If you want to put a maximum bid in, or $2,500 or $3,000, it's just automatically going to bump you up to the next increment, and then whatever it closes at, that's what you win it at. So let's go to package number 4. Package number 4. What a special package this is. Hope to Go, prepared Thanksgiving dinner, including key lime pies. Want to enjoy your Thanksgiving celebration without a fuss? This is the package for you. Enjoy a culinary delight for 6 people, prepared and dropped off the day before Thanksgiving. It's prepared by the students of Hope to Go. You saw them on the video, Hope to Go, who will be weaving their culinary skills into this delicious meal. Kristen's Key Lime Pies top off this dinner. The dinner is going to be delivered to your door the day before Thanksgiving, and your friends will never know the difference. So this is for 6 with all the fixings. Absolutely incredible. But you know what's so important about this? It's not the $500 opening bid. That's what the opening bid is $500. Not the $500 opening bid. It's the fact that this has been made by our students, by our members at the Hope to Go kitchen. And so you are just directly saying, I love what you do, and I want to support you by bidding on this Thanksgiving dinner for 6 people with all the fixings. Great. Let's get some bidding going on that. Do we have any bids yet on the Thanksgiving dinner? We have an opening bid of $500. Okay, excellent. You have till 1:15 on that. But again, I'll stress, don't wait. Get your bids in now. Let's go to package number 5. Okay, everybody, prepare yourself for this one. Python hunting experience. Join good friend of mine, python removal specialist Amy Siwi, she's known as the Python Huntress, on a search for Burmese pythons. You're going to spend a day or evening cruising through the Everglades looking for and capturing pythons among the grass and trees. This special adventure with Amy is a safe and easy way to explore the Everglades and learn about these invasive species and what's being done to manage pythons in Florida. Your trek through the glades in search of these elusive creatures is an adventure you will not soon forget. You cannot pick up the phone and call Amy and say, hey, can I go with you on, hunt pythons? Can't be done. She's a contractor with the Florida Wildlife Commission, so it has to be arranged through Amy. This is for 2 people on a mutually agreed upon date. I would encourage you, if you get this package, go during the summer or the warmer months, because then what you're going to do is you're going to do the hunting at night. That's when the pythons are active and hunting, and so you can go hunting them. If you go during the cooler weather, you go during the day, because the pythons are out there trying to capture some warmth for the evening, for the cooler evenings. This is an exciting adventure to say the least. And if you can believe this, her personal record catch, although it's not a record for this area, was a solo catch as well, was 17 feet 3 inches. 17 feet 3 inches. I've also talked to Amy on several occasions where she's gone out the night before. She's caught 8, she's caught 13. Some nights maybe not any. But what you're going to do is you're going to get to spend some time with Amy, and you're not only going to get an education about the Burmese pythons, but you'll get an education about the Everglades as well. So just quite the experience. And we're starting this out, again, this is priceless, at only $750. So we're starting this out at $750. And come on, where's the daring people in this crowd? Do we have a bid? No. We don't have a bid on this yet. What, I tell you, for the people in your life that are outdoors people that want, or even don't even have to be outdoors people, if they care about the environment around here, this would be just one tremendous experience. So, and it's safe. It is absolutely perfectly safe. Okay. 600, we're up to $600 on the Thanksgiving dinner. Thank you so much. We're up to $600 on the Thanksgiving dinner. So let me present the final package, our 6th and final package, and it certainly is one of our premier packages. It's a spectacular wine dinner for up to 12 people, provided by Fran Fenning. Now, Fran Fenning, she's a highly regarded in the region's arts and philanthropic person, will host the wine dinner in her home. Now, her home is something that is really, really special. It's the storied Jewett-Thomas home off of Fort Myers-McGregor corridor. Absolutely incredible. This is a 5-course wine dinner prepared by Chef Ruth for 12 people. A fascinating thing is that the home you're going to be doing it in is on the National Register of Historic Places, entered there in the late 1980s. You know, in the late 1980s was when Mrs. Fenning and her husband, the late Dr. John Fenning, actually purchased their first Robert Rauschenberg work. And they became fast friends with Rauschenberg. And they were dear friends up until Rauschenberg passed away in 2008. In fact, Mrs. Fenning owns one of the largest private collections of Rauschenberg in the country. So I'm sure there's some interesting stories that can go around that as far as the house and as far as her art collection. And she's just a fascinating, darling person to begin with. That's a dinner for up to 12 people. Chef Ruth Cohen is going to be doing the cooking for you. Going to be incredible. And all the wine pairings as well. So our opening bid on that was to be $1,000, but I understand we've had some bids on that. We're at $1,500. All right, $1,500 right now. Remember, that's for 12 people. That's for 6 couples. So, you know, make a quick phone call. You've got till 1:15. You've got about another 10 minutes. Make some quick phone calls and see if you have some people that want to chip in with you. So those are the live auction packages. The shooting experience is up to $1,000. All right. Our Fund the Need is up to $3,400. Thank you so much for that. Our goal is $15,000 on our Fund the Need. Also, we're at $1,000 on the house in Cape Charles. Python, get your bid in on that Python hunting experience. It's an incredible experience, and we are going to close. The Leoma Lovejoy, Love Grove, I'm sorry. Leoma Lovegrove, I'm sorry, Leoma, I know you. I've done several of her pieces. This is the piece that we have right now. on our online auction. And this is, I believe, at $180 right now. This is signed by Leoma, and she's just what a unique, not only a really talented artist, but also a very unique character. If you have a chance, get out to her studio out in Matlacha. Her works have been sold and collected all over the world. In fact, she was commissioned to do the portrait for Sir Richard Branson from Virgin. So get your bids in. The bids are still pouring in, but we've got until 1:15 on the live auction, and we've got until next Monday at 7 p.m. on the Fund a Need. So let's help us drive that Fund a Need up, and let's exceed that goal of $15,000 that we have. Now, I believe we right now have a message from one of our members.
My name is Gary Meyer, and I've been a member of Hope Clubhouse almost a year now. Bipolar has affected my life since I was about 19 years old. I didn't understand it when I was in 19 and in my early 20s. It was all muddled up with, mixed together with alcoholism and drug addiction. So I first heard of Hope Clubhouse from a woman that I was dating. So I put a call into Hope Clubhouse, and I talked to Hillary on the phone, and I asked her, is this a place where, you know, people just sit around? Because I had had some experience in Massachusetts with clubhouses, and people basically just sat around. And she said, oh, no, this is a place where people come to work. Done gardening since I was really, really young, since I was about 16 years old. It was my first job, and I love to work in the dirt. I love to watch things grow. I love the idea that I can just take a seed and put it in the earth and water it and watch it grow into a fruit or vegetable that people could eat. And then we have a kitchen here at Hope Clubhouse, and we have a chef on staff that takes that food and prepares meals with it and feeds everybody at the Hope Clubhouse. Hope Clubhouse has empowered me to have a life of my own. And finally, I'm starting to put money in the bank and to have my own things. Just like planting in the garden, I've seen myself grow in different ways as well. I'm starting to feel more my age, which is nice. I do want to feel 53 years old. I don't want to feel like, a young-minded person where I was stuck for a long time, because with addictions and, being raised in an unstable environment, you tend to get stuck in a very young mind and do things in a young way. My mental health is very stable, and it's improved actually since I've started. I used to be very depressed at times, and I haven't been depressed in a very long time. I feel healthy. I feel like I've grown into a healthy 53-year-old man that kind of fits into society and has a place in society. And I wake up every morning with a purpose and a place to go to.
Congratulations, Hope Clubhouse, on 10 years of Hope in Fort Myers, Florida. You've done so much for me, and I really appreciate all the donors and everyone else. Thanks, guys!
Looking at the faces of hope like Ryan, arms up in the air and feeling a lot of joy. Rick, thank you so much for bringing your auctioning skills to us.
My pleasure.
And to the organization. Yeah, it does make a difference. And remember, we are now drawing for, if you're a sponsor or you bought a ticket for this, you're going to get your own little basket full of beautiful fresh produce from the Garden of Hope every month for a whole year. We'll let you do the honors, sir.
All right.
Don't look. Don't look. It's like the lottery on Channel 4. You got to go through a lot of steps.
I have one, and the winner is somebody whose name I cannot pronounce. No. Alois Skian Pyle. Alois Skian Pyle. And if I did not pronounce it correctly, I apologize.
And we know we're not going to be confusing you with anyone else, because that is a unique, awesome name. Pyle, all right. Congratulations to you. Couple of quick reminders, because we want to let you know that you can still donate on the donate button through 7 p.m. on October 26th. Now, if you've actually had a winning bid, you should be notified by text if you won a live auction item or a silent auction item. If you're a winner, you just call Hope Clubhouse. They will make sure that you can pick up the auction item that you bid on. And remember, it goes through the end of this event, but we're going to count down to the last part of the event here. Does anyone else have anything they want to say?
We have the face masks.
We do have the
Everybody
face
who
masks.
donates.
That's right. Everyone who donates gets one of these Hope Clubhouse masks. It's nice to have a variety, isn't it, these days?
Absolutely.
You got some in laundry, and I think we're going to have a variety for a while. So that's why we had to do it this way instead of all of us getting together in one room for lunch at Broadway Palm. We appreciate the folks at Broadway Palm being willing. We appreciate you being willing to support this organization, if not financially, perhaps through your volunteer efforts. 10 years has been an awesome thing. And you know what I say? There's a key line for me somewhere that's not on my teleprompter, but I know what I'm supposed to say. Here's to another 10 more years.
Yes, all right.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you.
I love you.
Hi, my name's Heather Welch. I started coming to Hope Clubhouse about 6 weeks ago, I guess, maybe 5. I'm very grateful for Hope Clubhouse. They're helping me trying to find a job, and I'm volunteering, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something, helping people when I do the volunteering work. Makes me feel good.
I just want to thank all the people that donates to Hope Clubhouse, our supporters and sponsors and people like that.
They do a wonderful service for not only for the Hope Clubhouse, but for the community as a whole. So thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Nicole Sparks. I've been with the clubhouse for 7 years. It came to impact me that it taught me a lot of things that I didn't know at the long time, like the intake, the receptionist desk. Now just come in and do meal deliveries on Fridays, and on Tuesday I do home visits, go visit the members that can't come into the clubhouse.
Congratulations, Hope Clubhouse. This is our 10th anniversary. I miss Hope Clubhouse when I work, and when I don't work, I come and visit Hope Clubhouse, and I feel good. And staff and member becoming friends, I see that, and I like it. Thank you very much.
I want to thank the supporters of the clubhouse and so much they've done for me. Without the clubhouse, without the supporters, there really would be no clubhouse. I want to mention the fact that the clubhouse has been key in my fight against stigma, and I really thank the supporters in the clubhouse again.